a movie, what makes that play? I need to know the characteristics of a play. I have actually had some of them in the definition. Now I need people to tell me which one they know that make a play different from any other genre of literature. Who I need to see hands which have not been up before so that everyone participates. Girls, okay? Let's not leave it to just a few when all of us are part of the class. Hatsime, Grace. Hatsime, I've unmuted you.
A play has a play is like shorter than a movie.
Shorter than a movie. Okay, that is one. So plays are usually not that lengthy. Very good. Philippa, Charity? Philippa? Philippa is not speaking. Nachimuli Esther?
A play must be self-chosen.
Come again.
A play must be self-chosen.
A play must be
Self-chosen.
self-chosen. What does that mean? Hmm? Come again. What do you mean by that? Okay. I have not got what that means. The play must be self-chosen. Teacher Irene? Teacher Irene, are you there? Okay. Swagala?
A play is usually live.
A play is usually
Performed live.
performed live. Thank you very much. Okay. There are some other things that we have been mentioning in those definitions. Atamba Crystal?
I think plays are different from movies because they are watched in real life. You can't, it's not like a film which you can watch on TV. You have to actually go where it's being performed and then you watch it live.
Okay. Atamba, how would you categorize the ones which are written in books? Have you people seen those plays?
Yes. I think when you read it from the book, you imagine how it would be in your mind. That's what I do.
Oh, okay. So thank you so much for the wonderful contributions. What we've been looking at are basically two things. What a play is, and then what characterizes a play, what makes a play one. Someone mentioned that it is action with dialogue. Okay, now I haven't had people mention the dialogue, but by the end of today's lesson, I'm sure we will have picked on a few of those things that make a play. Someone has also mentioned that it is basically for entertainment, and you may find it packed with comedy. I don't know whether you people have watched some of those plays or read some plays and have seen the comedy that we are talking about. So What is a play? I need you to write down what is drama. What is drama? We are writing in our literature book. What is drama? The word drama comes from a Greek word meaning action, like you've had people mention. That is why I'm very happy, because people gave very wonderful answers. So what I am giving is simply re-echoing what you people said and probably rearranging the order in which you gave those answers. So drama comes from a Greek word meaning action. And this action cannot take place without people, right? Can you see action without anything happening? Rarely does that happen. So dialogue or conversation is one of those things that make a play. So the first thing we've said is that it comes from a Greek word meaning action. Then two, it is made up of dialogue stroke conversation. So it is not a one-man show, but usually we have different people or things acting, okay? It is also crucial for us to note that it is made up of two or more characters. You can't have a dialogue by yourself, okay? Made up of two or more characters. I am seeing quite a number of hands. Are they contributing or they are forgotten? Yes, if you forgot to put your hand down, please lower it. They make me question whether everything is okay. Akisa, are you asking? Abigail, your hand is up. Are you asking?
No, teacher.
You see, you have forgotten your hand up. Please lower it. Namagembe, Namagembe, are you asking?
Yes, teacher, I'm asking.
Yes.
Yes, teacher, I'm asking a question. I was just saying that I'm sorry I wasn't here when the lesson began. I joined late, but could you please help tell me what we are on?
We are looking at drama.
Oh, thank you, teacher.
Yes. We are looking at drama, and what we are tackling at the moment is what drama is. Before
Okay,
you
thank
came in, we did some brainstorming on what drama is, if we have watched plays, what makes those plays. So we are proceeding in that line, okay? Nalule, Rukia, are you asking?
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Rukia, are you asking? I have unmuted you.
Teacher, my question is, can't you say that drama is fiction and non, is it fiction? Okay.
Is drama fiction?
Yes, fiction.
Drama is usually non-fiction. It focuses on the realities of life, okay?
Yes, thank you, teacher.
So people act on things that are happening in society so as to see a change, so as to communicate to the world, so as to make people learn lessons, okay?
Yes, thank you.
So you're welcome. We were on the third definition of drama, we said it usually has 2 or more characters. You could, for example, have a dog and a cat. Okay. So the dog asks the cat, "You cat, where were you born?" And then probably the cat doesn't want to answer. So you hear, I am already putting a stage direction. The cat ignores the dog. Okay. So we have 2 characters there. And probably as the 2 are talking, a rat comes in. So the rat becomes the 3rd character. Now, I am talking in the abstract, but we'll have a screen shared where we'll see more of what I am talking about. So don't take my words for them. We'll later get better illustrations. So number 4 on what is drama. Drama portrays conflict that needs to be resolved. Drama portrays conflict that needs to be resolved. Have you finished writing that down? This work will be shared on the Google Classroom, so you need not trouble yourselves too much. So in a drama piece, I'm sure in the drama you have seen, usually there is this bad person. Which bad person we see from the beginning, and then later on, they receive their punishment or something like that. Okay. Shirabo, your hand is up. Shirabo, are you asking? I have unmuted you. Please ask.
Yes. Shemay, please, can you please spell for me the word portrays?
Portrays. Have you got it?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Please put your hand down. Nantale? Nantale, your hand is up. Are you asking? I have unmuted you.
Teacher Deborah. Teacher Deborah.
Sorry, girls. My network just went off. Are you able to hear me now? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so we were number 5 was saying that the story is acted out before an audience. Had you picked that? The story is acted out before an audience? And lastly, it is normally referred to as a play or plays. Normally referred to as a play or plays. So those are the 5 things that define drama. Drama comes from a Greek word meaning action. It is usually in dialogue or conversation form with 2 or more characters. It portrays a conflict that needs to be resolved. The story is acted out before an audience, and normally we refer to these as plays. Okay, so I'm going to invite Teacher Teddy. Teacher Teddy, are you with us now?
Yes, I am. Unfortunately, I can't screen share. I don't have the rights. So if any of you can, then it would be good. Thank you, Teacher Deborah, for taking us through what drama is.
Teacher Teddy?
I hope my network can sustain me for now.
You
Yes,
can
please.
actually screen share as well. You can now screen share.
Yes, Teacher Deborah.
You can now screen share.
Does it show?
Yes, it is visible, but not yet clear.
Okay.
People, I don't hear you.
Mr. Luca, could you please help screen share? Teacher Teddy's network is quite unstable.
From what slide?
We are going on to slide 5, I guess.
This one?
Yes, please. So thank you very much. Don't know whether Teacher Teddy is here. She seems to have gone off. So girls, there are a few images that you see in your screen, and we are talking about characteristics of drama or plays. Maybe Mr. Luca, if possible, would you just take me back to slide 2? Slide 2. Before we go to slide 5. Okay, so there, what are you seeing on the screen? What are you seeing on the screen?
Is this the
Charity, I've
slide you want?
unmuted you.
Is this
Yes,
the slide
thank
you
you.
want?
It's Yes, yes. Thank you. Mr. Luca, you have moved. Yes, it is that one. So girls, what do you see in that slide? I am now looking for a person who hasn't answered. I don't care if your hand is up or down. I'm sure you can see the screen, not so? So now I'm picking at random. Ario Esther, what do you see on screen? Ario, are you watching a movie or a play? Yes, Nachukude, Gladys.
I can see on the second picture someone is presenting, maybe dancing.
Someone is probably dancing. Okay. What do you see? Cynthia, Efra? I have unmuted you. What do you see?
I see an audience in the first pic. The
Very
first picture.
good. So, yeah, so you remember the things we've been talking about. So someone is seeing an audience, another one has seen people. Okay, what else do you see? Nalule, Anna?
So I see people dancing and some people playing instruments.
People dancing and some other people playing instruments. Okay. There is some very vital thing that people are not mentioning. Where are they doing all these things from? Where? Namalwa, Amila?
Teacher, I think it's some kind of concert.
Some kind of
Concert.
some kind of concert. Okay, thank you. Any other idea? Where are they doing these things from? That is something that I want someone to tell us. Christine?
I see a stage.
Very good. So we see a stage, and in the first picture, we actually see as if there are people who are the audience that the person mentioned. And then we've also seen people who are supposed to be the characters. So we had missed that part because we didn't have the screen shared. Mr. Oluka,
Yes.
would you now take?
Here.
Here. Now we want to look at the characteristics of drama or plays. So when we talk about drama, we are basically talking about plays, okay? So characteristics of drama or plays. I asked you a question earlier of what makes a play one. People gave answers. So these are the answers we are now looking at. And we mentioned that it has people who take part or things, and we call those ones the characters, okay? Now, characters are people who take part in the action. Remember, we talked about the plays being action-oriented. So characters are those people who take part in a play. We have plots or events. When we talk about plot or events, we are implying the action that is going to happen in the play and how it happens. Okay, now we'll go into all these when we have an example of a play, scene, or except. Okay, so a plot or event, the things that happen within that play. I hope you also remember that we said a play has a conflict that is resolved. So for that conflict to be resolved, the events that take place in that play. Then we also talked about the dialogue and conversation. So it usually happens between people, and we said it is called a dialogue or conversation. So people exchange, people talk about something as they act out. Okay. Then we have a setting. When we talk about setting, this is where the action takes place. Now, for example, we are watching a play on stage, but in that play, someone passes with a chart and says, Namavundu village. There, we will know that this action is taking place in Namavundu village. So we may not mention the theater where we're watching this thing from, but that village which the play implies is the setting. I'll let you ask the questions at the end. For now, I'm going through slowly and just giving a brief. We'll be looking at all these things in details as we also test them alongside a play. Now we have what we call stage direction. What are stage directions? Stage directions simply mean that there is someone who is telling us what is happening on stage. Okay, so a person could probably tell us that while mourners are in the house crying and waiting, enter a drunkard. You can imagine the action that is bound to take place when that drunkard gets into that house. So that is what the stage directions do. They tell us what action is bound to happen or the action that is happening at the moment, or tell us more about that character. For example, they are seated under a tree. Okay, so in the stage direction, they probably also show us that this person is seated under that tree, crying for the loss of their boyfriend. Okay, so you vividly know that, oh, so this person is seated under the tree because they are sad. Okay, and then lastly, the theme. You people have heard of the word theme before. A theme being looked at as the subject or the message that the play is bringing across, that the play wants us to understand. Okay, so if we talk about the characteristics of drama or plays, we will mainly concentrate on those 6. Okay, so I can now welcome questions. Lunkuse and Charity, your hands have been up. Were you asking or you forgot them up? Apio? Esther? Apio, are you asking?
Teacher.
Ario, I can hear you. Okay, she has gone off. Kahuga, Charity?
Excuse me, teacher. I wanted to ask for I didn't get the explanation of setting as a characteristic of a play. And I also wanted to ask if you could take back to the slide that had the title as What is a Drama, so that I can copy what is there.
Okay, but you can always copy it from the Google Classroom. As for the setting, plot, and all the characteristics, Teacher Teddy, do you think you can be sustained now?
I think now
Thank you, Teacher Bruno, for rescuing the situation. And okay, so someone has asked about settings. This slide is really to introduce you to the characteristics of drama, but I can say more or add more to what Teacher Deborah already said. Setting is to do with the place or the time that the events, the story is happening, okay? So there are times when you have a play that keeps changing places. She talked about Namavundu village, but you could move from Namavundu village to Agayaza High School classroom, or you could have a play that starts in the forest and then they move from the forest to a town center, but it doesn't stop there. It can also move to what time of day is it. So if the play is at night, the teacher has talked about stage directions. If you're actually reading it, they will put for you night time, maybe use the lights to create the night atmosphere. In the picture that you have, there are some lights and some fans that could give you an idea of what time of day it is. So when you're looking at setting, you're actually focusing on the place, where are you, what time of day is it, and sometimes which people are actually in that particular scene. So setting is a characteristic of plays. I hope I have answered that question. Okay. Teacher Deborah, I still see some hands.
Okay, let me find out if they're asking. Aria's hand has been up, but whenever I pick on her, she gets lost. So I don't know whether she's asking or it is a network issue. Namagembe, Marjorie.
Teacher, I got lost because of my network, but I wanted to know plots or events are there. Oh, excuse me. Are there the activities carried out on the stage?
Okay. Yes, the action that happens on stage, that is our plot or the events. Any action, even if it's someone just narrating, as long as it's action that is happening on stage, those are the events.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay. Are we still taking questions, or Teacher Bruno can take us to the next scene? The next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, so now we're getting into description of our characteristics. And we will start with character. For anything to be a play, really, there must be characters. And characters are people or things that actually speak or perform the action on stage. Sometimes you'll get a play, and in that play, it's all about animals, okay? So those trees in a play, those trees become characters as long as they speak, as long as they perform action. So when you're looking at characters, don't simply look out for people. If we have a book that has a mixture of people and things, as long as those things speak or perform an action, then they become character. And these characters are supposed to
to have particular behavior. So as you read, don't just look at what the characters are saying. From what they say, what can you sense about their character traits? If every time a character comes on stage, they are actually abusive, they are actually maybe always angry, then what does it say about their character? So as you look at the characters, you're also looking at their behavior and what they say and what that says about them. So if someone always comes on stage and is angry, then that can tell us about their temper and makes them short-tempered. If someone comes on stage and they're always abusive, then that should also still tell us about their character. If someone comes on stage and, whatever they're saying is calm and, their tone, then that should tell you something about their character. Probably this person is very peaceful or is a pacifist or something like that. So as we get into the plays, please ensure that you look at the characters, whether they are people or things, as long as they speak, look at them, and as they speak or act out, then you should be able to pick certain traits that they have. Okay, so character is a very important characteristic in drama as you read. Teacher Deborah has also talked about dialogue. Okay, that is a speech. Anything that is spoken. In simpler terms, dialogue is conversation. Conversation between many people. It can be conversation between two people, to just one character is speaking to themselves. So any form of speech is what we call dialogue. And as we read our plays or our extracts, or even as we watch them, from the way people speak, we should be able to see their feelings as well as their personalities or character traits. So from what people say, okay, we should be able to pick out that, so-and-so is annoyed, so-and-so is happy, so-and-so is planning to betray someone. So from what is said, we should pick out those feelings as well as the personalities of the characters. So character and dialogue are very important characteristics in drama. Teacher Bruno, can we go to the next slide? Okay, thank you. We're supposed to do an activity. How much time do we have? 3. Okay, so we have not be able to do that activity here. It's going to be an assignment, okay? So that it introduces us to play or drama. So we got an extract. It is going to be in the Google Classroom.
Teacher Teddy?
So your activity is going to be to read through it, okay? And as you read through it, the characteristics that we have. Yes, please.
Mr. Oluka can screen share it as you give the assignment in the meantime.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have an extract. You're going to read through it. It is a play, a short startup scene of a play. So you're going to read through it, and as you read through it, the 6 characteristics that we have looked at, that is the characters, the plot, the setting, the dialogue, the stage directions, themes. With them, do you actually see as characteristics that you see? Okay, would like you to think of different ways. Okay, because all our minds think differently. We can all write plays. So think of different ways in which the main character there, Noah, can can end up in the story. Some people can. So Mr. was projected for us the excerpt. Okay. So we'll ignore the cast of characters and move to where it starts, scene 1 at home. Just from that particular line, which characteristic are we getting? Just from scene 1 at home, which characteristic are we getting? I see some hands. I don't know if they're answering the question. Atukunda, yes, teacher Deborah.
I have unmuted her.
The setting.
Teacher Deborah.
Yes, Atukunda has said it highlights the setting.
Okay, thank you very much. So it highlights the setting. So would like you to read through and just like Atukunda has pointed out, just extract. So that is going to be our assignment. And then when we come for the lesson on Friday, that is where we shall start. Back to you.
Teacher Teddy, we have lost you.
Deborah, did you go off?
Teacher Teddy, are you getting me?
We can get you, Debbie.
Okay, so I think
we can get you.
Okay, thank you. I think we'll start from there next week. I hope the girls have picked the assignment. Please go and check on the Google Classroom so that we start from there next week. Speaking on a few hands that are up, but I don't know whether they were asking. Elishiba, are you asking?
Yes, I'm asking if we are just supposed to read through it.
You are reading through as well as identifying the characteristics of drama that we have looked at this morning. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Nashigude Gladys, are you asking?
Yeah, sure. I was asking that is a skit the same as a play or they are different?
Well, we'll go into the differences as we dig into the characteristics, okay? How different they are. It could be a short play, it could be different, okay?
Okay, teacher. Yes, teacher.
Namataka, Katrina?
You said characters as people or things that speak. So if you're
Yes.
being put in a scene like of a market and you're being told to act as a market vendor, but you don't speak, you're not referred to as a character. You're just
Well,
there.
no, you could be a silent character.
Teacher Deborah.
Yes, Teacher Teddy.
I think I said speak or act. Okay. So if someone speaks or acts, so being there as a market vendor, you're acting as a market vendor. So you're still a character, even if you don't say anything.
Shirabo, hope you're the last hand I'm taking.
Yes. Is the activity going to be on the Google Classes?
Yes, the work is going to be posted.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, girls, thank you very much for today. Thank you, teachers, for taking us through. I wish you a good day, nice weekend. See you next week.